good afternoon, and happy Father's Day to any of you dads out there. I want to talk to you briefly about what is the best program, the best approach out of everything that's out there to choose from, out of everything you see on YouTube, out of everything you read in the magazines or see online, or everything anybody else espouses, or even things that I tell you. What's the best approach, the best program that's going to yield you the best muscle gain results in the shortest amount of time? Well, the best program is going to be the one that you create for yourself. And how you're going to do that is you need to learn your body. You need to learn all the individual aspects of what your body needs, what you need to nurture that body and to build that physique. Nobody else can tell you. People can suggest things. People can throw things out there as just possible, methods you can employ, tactics and exercises and nutrition guidelines and things. And what your job is to take these things and make them your own. Take these things. There's not going to be, I guarantee you're not going to find one complete program, single program in its entirety that's going to be the ultimate optimum program for you. It just isn't going to be. You might find something that seems like it is, but that's taking the easy way out. What you really need to do, if you really want to make the best progress you can, is take all this information, collate it, sort through that shit, and try to apply it, and give it a fair chance. But what of it works for you, keep, and what doesn't work, throw out. It's kind of like making a soup, all right? Suppose there's a certain recipe and you love it, you think it's delicious, so you ask somebody for it. You get that recipe. Me, I'm not a cook, but let's pretend that you are. Let's pretend that I am. You like it, so you want to make your own, so you have it anytime you want it. So you get the recipe, you get all the ingredients together, you follow it, you're very careful because you don't know anything about that recipe. You don't know it from heart. If you were trying to do it on your own, it would just be guesses. Wouldn't be very effective or efficient. So you're following it to the letter the first time, and you end up with something that tastes pretty good. Maybe the next time you follow it to the letter again, because you like those results. It was pretty good. It's tasty. Wasn't perfect. All right, then you get it the way you want it, and you're pretty happy with that. But what are you going to do once you've got it down pat and you can make that soup? You're going to play with it. You're going to add a little of this, maybe more of this, less of that. You may add an ingredient that wasn't even in the original recipe. You may even leave something else out until you tweak it and get it the way you want it. That's kind of what you're doing here. You're taking all these ingredients and they're all there. You're just becoming aware of the ingredients. Just becoming aware that they exist, that they're there, and they're options. Then you're going to take them and your body is the soup. You're going to put them in, leave things out, different amounts. Okay, you need to know everything. What do you need to properly hydrate your body? You're going to learn the difference between how you perform fully hydrated and how you perform, a little short of that. Where do you need to be? How much rest do you need to be? What's it take for you to heal optimally? How much protein do you need to really grow? How much do you need to make the best progress you can make? How many times a week do you need to train a muscle, a body part? Do you need to train it once a week, twice a week, maybe 3 times a week? And it's going to be different for different parts. Do you grow best with high reps, lower reps, more weight, less weight? Heavy weight, moderately heavy weight. There's just so much. Full range of motion or constant tension, maybe with not a complete range of motion, but close. What works best for you? You're going to learn that for yourself. Once you learn it, once you figure it out, then that's when you're going to make the best progress. When you create your own program, tailored just for you, nobody else. So when you become the expert on your body, all right, even with exercise selection, which exercises are best for you? And, different bones in your body are different lengths from person to person, and so the leverage points are different, and just so much more, on and on and on. The only advice that I would really give you in your quest this way is always have an open mind, take suggestions from different places, and always consider that may work for you. Give it a try. Doesn't matter who suggested it, or even if it seems a little like, it doesn't really, seem to trip your trigger or float your boat, so to speak, when you first hear it or see it. Try it and see what it's about for you, maybe. Maybe. If you're not there yet, it's just another option. Just another option to explore. So that's about the best I can give you. Me, anybody else out there, that's the best I can give you. There's no ultimate program for everybody. There's no one way of doing anything. Just don't fall into the trap or the scenario where you go to the gym, workout after workout after workout, month after month, doing the same thing over and over again, and it's not yielding results. Don't fall into that. And another thing you can look at is, look at what guys look like. Guys that are not making progress, look at what they're doing versus guys that are making progress. And, I'll tell you another thing. I'm not trying to blow my own horn, but you see a guy like me in there, if you see me doing something, you might just want to try it for yourself. I'm not saying you got to go out there and risk yourself, or if I'm particularly heavy that day lifting, I'm not saying jump right into it first time you try it, recklessly, but don't be afraid to ask somebody a question. All right? If you see a guy out there that has an extreme amount of development, he probably knows a little something about how he got that. So there are really good resources there. Nothing beats firsthand. So don't be afraid to approach people and ask questions. We all have that in common. We all love the whole act of lifting the weights and working out, so nobody should have a problem with you talking to them. I certainly don't. So that's it right now. Become the expert on your own body. That's the best way. That's the fastest way. But don't get, too big-headed about it and feel like I know my body better than anybody, because maybe you don't yet. It's a constant learning experience. And over a course of many years, your body's going to change. So you always have to be willing and ready to adapt. You always have to be ready to adapt and change your strategy a little bit, your approach, because as you age, your body's going to change. As you make more development, your body's going to change. Things are going to be different. So that's the best way. Hope it helps. One more thing I wanted to touch on for a moment, and you know that I don't really get into this a whole lot, is that there are a lot of myths out there, all surrounding anabolics and how much do you need. And, I keep seeing stuff posted where it's, guys are, here's the funniest thing, all right? I'm a guy that doesn't even really want to talk about it because I don't want to promote it, but the things that I do tell you about it are absolutely 100% valid and true. Now, these other guys, I see so many of them on here, and it's clear to me, they're only putting that shit out there for views. That's all they're doing. If I came out and made a video and said, I don't even work out, all I do are bodybuilding drugs, and this is the way that you do it, just all drugs, it's true, you can eat anything, I eat candy and pizza all the time, and I don't even work out, If I came out and said that, who knows how many views that shit would get? Probably get a ton of views, because people like to believe the worst, and they want to believe because they can't do it or they haven't done it, that there's got to be a component that they don't have access to or whatever. So it can't be work ethic, it can't be diligence, it can't be commitment, it can't be any of those things. All right? It can't really be as simple as just eat the food and lift the weights and go to sleep overnight and grow, right? In micro amounts, period of time, long term. But that is the truth. Yet I see people that they're experts on these fucking combinations of drugs and things, and they tell you all about these drugs. These fucking guys don't know what the fuck they're telling you. They don't know anything about this shit. Look at them. Look at what they look like. Does this guy look like he knows everything about every drug out there like they're trying to portray? If he really knew anything about any of it, would he look like that? I mean, the topic. He's talking about growth drugs, anabolics. And he just looks like a regular dude. So the last guy that I would take advice from is a guy that's on a ton of shit, just boasting about how much shit he uses, or showing you how much shit he uses and how he injects it and all this other horse shit. And he just looks like a mediocre dude. He doesn't have any appreciable muscle mass at all. Come on, man. That guy, a guy like that, you really think that guy's an expert? How would he be an expert? He doesn't have any fucking muscle. He's going to tell you about muscle drugs. This fucking guy, I would think he can't even tell you about building muscle, period. It's not from first-hand experience. If it's not from first-hand experience, it ain't worth shit. It's as simple as that. This is an endeavor that's about the doing of it. It's about doing it. You can't read about somebody else lifting weights and get big. You can't read about, this guy benching 500 pounds and think that you'll be able to go out now and bench 500 pounds because you read all about it. You have to actually do it. And so, to me, it's very offensive when I see these fucking guys out there. They want to be overnight stars, and they're not bringing anything to the table except a bunch of bullshit. Making videos about, I've seen dudes making videos about synth oil that don't have any fucking muscle. Fucking guy don't even have 20-inch arms, and he's telling you all about synth oil and how much he uses it. And me, it catches me by surprise. I see the shit and say, what? What? You would resort to putting that much crap in you for nothing? For no result? To look like that? And it's just, it's a, I don't know what the hell it is, generational thing, sign of the times, the pussification of America. I don't know what it is. Men are dying off, a dying breed. I don't know what it is. But I do know that our grandfathers, my grandfather, my great-grandfather, would have kicked the shit out of me. Those dudes were real men. We're less and less every generation. Sorry. But it is what it is. You're talking about dudes that trudge through snow and shit in raggedy-ass boots with their toes freezing off, in World War II. I mean, just they didn't know what quit was. Anyway, they were much harder than we are today. But today it just seems, everybody wants to talk about everything, and nobody wants to actually do anything. They don't actually want to do it. So, I don't know. It's kind of like when you see, in certain groups of people bragging about beating down somebody. 4 or 5 guys beat down one guy or worse. And they're all slapping each other high fives about it. Yeah, we showed that motherfucker. What? It took so you're 1/5 of him? It took 4 or 5 of you guys to step to this dude? It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous now. I mean, you got dudes, so you got to take that much stuff, that much gear, and even synth oil, and you still just look like a regular man that eats right and works out, but you got to take tons of shit just to look like an average guy, what he could achieve? It's crazy. Now, true enough, nobody can tell you how much you should gain and how long it should take. Nobody can tell you you should be able to put on this much size in this much time. True enough. But why should you be in a hurry anyway? You're going to live in that body the rest of your life. That body has to serve you the rest of your life, which may turn out to be longer than you think. I never thought I would be 40. Just couldn't envision it. Here I am now 53. I don't even remember how old I am, but I think I'm 53. I think I'll be 54 this year. So it's just a sign of the times. But that's one reason why I don't even talk about the shit. I don't want to promote it, and nobody would believe it anyway. If you're going to do anything, do some tests. If you're an older guy, you should do some tests probably. But that's all you need. If you can't get it done with that, these guys, different stacks for different things. This stack gets you ripped. This stack, bullshit. Bullshit. What gets you ripped is cardio. Cardio gets you ripped. Diet gets you ripped. It's still the work. It still comes down to the work. And a lot of these guys that even develop a mediocre competitive looking physique, as soon as they come off the shit, they dry up and blow away. They look like nothing. So don't even encourage these fucking guys. It's ridiculous. It's very offensive. It's a sad state of affairs. Sad state of affairs. Anyway, take it for what it's worth. Might not even be worth talking about, but there it is.